David flipped open his wallet and thumbed through the glossy cream business cards work had given him until he came to a few embossed black cards hidden in the back. He slipped one free and held it out between his fingertips through the crack in the door. The silver script gleamed like a knife under the bright spring sunlight. Spirit medium and psychic intuitive.
"I don't know," the woman said after a moment. "I've changed my mind. I don't know if my Levi would want me to try and contact him after all this time. Come back tomorrow. We'll see how I feel then."
Cold feet then. Typical. There was no way he was cutting his losses and driving back to Fenway now, though. Not now that he was wired after a long week on the job and ready to, quite literally, raise the dead. "Miriam," David said, every syllable deliberate. His voice had the timbre of smooth, polished brass, without a trace of anything less than all-American. It was a voice curated for conveying utmost surety and bulldozing anyone who got in his way. "Why don't you just open the door a little bit, and you and I can talk about it?" There was a long pause, but then the widow obeyed him. People usually did, when he asked nicely. It was one of the innate, uncanny abilities that had been with him since childhood, like mediumship or perfect pitch. The door swung open to reveal a wizened but glamorous woman in her 70s, wearing a purple silk headscarf and large tortoiseshell glasses. She took David in appraisingly, flicking her eyes across his wood inlay summer Rolex and monogrammed cufflinks. He was still dressed for his day job, in his bespoke shirt and slacks that cost more than what most men paid for their wedding suit. The Aristarkhovs had money so old you could have exhibited it in the Hermitage, vodka exporting, fur trapping, wartime advising money. Champagne in the box seat money. Discreet exit from the public eye when wealth became unfashionable money. David had never been interested in denying himself any of the comforts his inheritance provided.
"I just don't know if I'm ready to talk to him again, is all,"
she said, a little quieter. David gallantly took her small hand between his own, pressing gently. He was better with the dead than he was with the living, but he could feel the apprehension wafting off her like a perfume gone sour. Best to lay on the charm a little bit to put her fears to rest. "That's what I'm here for. You wouldn't have called me if we weren't meant to do this together." "It will be wonderful, I promise. Now, why don't you invite me inside?"